Hey everyone, it's your boy Brandon Collins, media and popcorn host and American hero. I have another video from my Lovecraft Country interviews to share with y'all. This one is with Omar himself, Michael K. Williams. I got to ask him about his influences, the most difficult episode to film of the series, and what was going to be his take on the villain in the Han Solo film. Keep in mind there are spoilers. Be sure to check out all the other interviews I have with the cast of Lovecraft Country on the Media and Popcorn podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Special thanks to Africa for the opportunity to participate in this interview. Good afternoon, good morning, Mr. Williams. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Thank you.
As an actor myself, you are an inspiration to me, and I was curious about who inspired you when you first started acting.
So my first early inspirations was a gentleman by the name of Clarence Williams III. I remember loving a lot of the earlier Black actors in the exploitation world. I remember escaping and watching those films and being inspired. But then as I got older, when I started to realize that maybe I might want to take a shot at doing the same thing, was watching performances from people like Bokeem Woodbine, Lorenz Tate. Um, Jesus, I can go on and on. Obviously Denzel Washington was a huge inspiration to me, but it was really, really a lot of stuff I saw early on in Bokeem Woodbine and Lorenz Tate that with the light bulb went off in my head.
Yeah, so with Montrose, you've been able to do a little bit of action, even some comedic beats, but mostly it's some pretty heavy dramatic moments. For you, what was the most challenging episode that you had to work through?
Episode 9 was particularly difficult for me. There is, I guess, as you might know now, there's a lot of black magic and time traveling that happens throughout the storyline. And episode 9, um, Montrose goes home, and home to Tulsa, and it's waking up. We all know, we all have trauma. Whether it's our family members or our upbringing. I mean, or from the community or the circumstances in which we grew up in. Um, Episode 9 made me realize that we also carry trauma, generational trauma, like things that we don't know about, things that we weren't there physically, but are still in our DNA, in our bloodstream. And it's palpable right now. A lot of that generational trauma is being awakened in me just by watching the news or seeing what happened to Breonna Taylor. And episode 9 did that for me. It woke up my generational trauma. And it was then that I realized that there should be, I needed tools to process that, because that trauma doesn't go away when the director yells cut. That doesn't dissipate. And it was very important for me to find tools to help me navigate through what I was experiencing and feeling. That was number 9 for me.
Okay, this is going to be a little left field, but I know you were initially cast as the villain in Solo, a Star Wars story, and we never ever heard any kind of details about what that iteration of that character was going to be, or what what you brought to it. And I was just curious, can you talk a little bit about that experience and what that character was going to be with your interpretation?
Um, that character was going to be fierce. I forget his name right now, but man, he was originally designed and written as a bad motherfucker. And he was an OG. The notes were he had a the notes were actually he had a Jigga vibe, Sean Carter type of a vibe. He was older than what is Emily's character's name? I forget what was the Jesus? It was Han Solo. Was his girlfriend? She was also
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
It was all right. Oriya or something like that?
It was the character played by Amelia, my homegirl Amelia from Game of Thrones, right? So I was kind of the OG. It wasn't written, or it wasn't even heavily applied, in my opinion. But in my mind, he probably, they probably were romantic at one point or another. But he was more impressed by her ability as a businesswoman and as a warrior. And I think he took pride in the fact that he was raising this G-like mentality in this woman. He viewed her as a partner, but I do think he had feelings for her. Han Solo threatens that, so it becomes oh, young buck, you trying to you trying to, you know what I mean? So that was the vernacular between the three characters, and I thought it was dope. I remember one of the producers. She's no longer with us, Allie. I believe her last name. Oh God, she's Jewish. I don't want to screw her last name up, but if you look at the credits, her name is Allie. She's a Queens girl from New York, and she come into my dressing room the first day on set, and just getting on the set. First of all, just going through all the security codes to get the script is nerve-wracking within itself. But going through all the protocols to get on the safety, the security protocols to get on the stage, on the Pinewood stage, it was just it's a lot more than what I was used to. And I get in my trailer, and I'm nervous to say the least. You see all the bells and whistles, and you want to make sure you put your best foot forward. At least that's where I was at. And Allie comes in my dressing room, and she's attempting to talk to me, and I was politely dismissing her because I was like, "Beat it, chick! I got to get to hair and makeup. I got shit to do. I wanna show you that I could do my job. I want to show you. I was so eager to get on the set and do my thing." And she said, "Excuse me, I'm talking to you. You will hear me." And I stopped everything I was doing, and I gave her my full undivided attention. And she expressed to me how happy, how hard she fought for me to be on that project, how happy she was that I was there, and how much of a fan of mine that she was. And then she proceeded to, she saw my nervousness, and she told me, she told me to know that I belonged there. And she equated her being a small woman in this business. She identified with my experience of being a dark-skinned Black man. And it was this brief moment that I looked at her, and I was like, holy shit, I don't know, it was a weird moment, man, but it was then that in that moment, she gave me what I needed to bring that character to life. And although we never got to see it, I know what I left on the playing field, and I believe it would have been epic.
Thank you.
Medium popcorn, we are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn, woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you